Hello, my fam. Come on in. You are welcome here. You are appreciated here. I am Perez Hilton, the queen of all media. I am an empath, if you didn't know that, and all of this Diddy drama is draining. Diddy drama draining. But we will get into it. There is a lot to discuss. And a little bit of housekeeping. But before I make my announcement, a reminder. I am the queen of all media, the gossip gangsta, the original influencer, and I go live right here on YouTube every weekday at this time, every Monday through Friday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And I am blessed to have amazing supporters like Nicole Harley and some new folks this week. So grateful to everybody that becomes a member of my channel. It is a phenomenal way to support your favorite creators, especially ones like me that don't get a lot of views because, I don't know, I'm old, the algorithm, I don't know, my content sucks. I think I'm pretty good. If you want to support and you can, please become a member. All of my premieres are member-only chats. Hello, oldies and Halifax Angel and Jenny. I have just switched the live stream to member-only. But if you're not a member, you can still watch and hopefully enjoy and hopefully leave a comment after the live stream is over. Because once the premiere ends, everyone can leave a comment then, okay? All right, a little bit of housekeeping. Next week, Monday the 23rd and Tuesday the 24th, I'm not going to be able to go live at our normal time, but because I'm wackadoodle and really respect, especially my members that support financially, I respect and more than appreciate your support. I will go live Monday and Tuesday at an earlier time just to make sure that I can honor my obligation and commitment to you all that I've said that I will go live every weekday for everybody, but especially for my members. So Monday, the 23rd of September, Tuesday, the 24th, doing this at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. No, sorry, wait. 5:30 East. God, I'm doing it at 2:30. Yeah, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 Pacific, Monday and Tuesday. And that's because I'm going to be doing a live talent show at our normal time with Aubrey O'Day. Remember Aubrey from Danity Kane? God, she's in the news a lot recently because of Diddy. Well, Aubrey and I are hosting a talent show online on the Bigo app Monday and Tuesday. Hey, Adam. So if any of you are bored at our normal time and want to watch talent and want to watch Aubrey and I judge and give our feedback, you can download the Bigo app and watch us Monday and Tuesday. And it's really cool because then next month, Aubrey and I are getting back together in Los Angeles to host the actual live in-person talent show. And I'm excited to go to LA, and I really appreciate Bigo. This is the second thing I've done with them this year. So they're awesome. So yeah, Monday and Tuesday, we're doing this at 5:30 Eastern, not 7:30 our normal time. Okay? But tomorrow and Friday, we're at our normal time. Am I going to ask about marriage? What do you mean, Christy? Did she get married? Did she get engaged? Aubrey O'Day, marriage? I don't know. Whatever. Anyways, all right, let's talk Diddy. Let's talk Diddy. A big update. Yesterday, the pageant question? Huh? Bigo, B-I-G-O, Trish, B-I-G-O. Yesterday, I told you all that Diddy got denied bail. Well, today, his lawyer showed up at a courtroom in Manhattan before a new judge to appeal that denial yesterday. And the judge today denied Diddy's lawyer again because the authorities rightfully believe not just that Diddy is a flight risk, but they also believe that he is a danger to society. And another major concern for prosecutors and the federal government, because Diddy is being tried on federal charges, CC Whip, they were worried that if released to home arrest, that Diddy would intimidate witnesses. That's right, there are witnesses. Not only does the federal government have a mountain of physical evidence, including a mountain of baby oil. I can't stop thinking about the baby oil. Literally 1,000 bottles of baby oil, which we'll get back to the baby oil. Let me make a note. We will get back to the baby oil because there's a few things I want to discuss and share. They have, narcotics that they possessed from him and his homes. And even this week, as I told you yesterday, when Diddy was arrested in New York City on Monday, they had found in his hotel room a pink powder, which ended up being Molly, ecstasy, MDMA. Is he going to unalive himself? Oof. I don't know. If he's facing, if he gets a life sentence, probably, maybe. I think I would. Like, what's the point? I don't know if he would, I don't know if he would enjoy prison, Nicole, because he's lived this lavish baller lifestyle for decades. Uber wealthy and successful, famous. Anyways, yeah, they have a mountain of evidence. They collected guns as well that were illegally acquired. Videos, as I mentioned yesterday, videos of victims that he would use against them. So they have all this evidence. They were worried that Diddy would try and intimidate witnesses. So they have also witnesses that when the trial begins are prepared to testify against Diddy as to his crimes that he's been charged with. And prosecutors in the New York court think that he will try to not just intimidate witnesses, but they're also worried that Diddy might try and bribe them, pay them off, buy their silence, which is highly likely. And while making the argument today in court, Diddy's lawyer even upped the ante. I told you yesterday all of the things that Diddy was prepared to do in order to be out on bail. And that included, a GPS tracker, an ankle bracelet. He was going to give a $50 million bail, a bond. I get those two words confused. Are bail and bond the same thing? We'll get to that, Christy. I have that noted to talk about her as well. Diddy was willing to put up $50 million as well as putting up his Star Island, Miami mega mansion as collateral, as well as his mother's house as collateral, and his children's passport, throwing his children under the bus. Well, today, after his bail request was denied yesterday, Diddy's lawyer also said, okay, we'll keep all of that and also add all of these other stipulations, which include he would not have access to, his kids need the money. They get jobs. The fuck? Sorry. His kids don't need anything other than a spiritual cleansing. I worry what they were subjected to, what they heard. Do I think this will financially destroy him? No. Because I think he's got hundreds of millions of dollars. But this will deplete him a lot. When you have enough money, like if you have $100 million in the bank, but R. Kelly probably did not have as much money as Christy. Diddy was diversified. Diddy didn't just rely on music. Diddy relied also on all of his business ventures, from clothing to liquor. And he quite infamously did very well with clothing and with liquor and with music and with the artists that were on his label that he screwed over financially. So he was extremely well off. So, I'm not a financial expert, but, even if he just had if you have $100 million sitting in a bank in a regular savings account, that's $2 million a year just on interest. But I'm sure that his money manager has him diversified even in the ways that he's making passive income, so that he makes way more than that without having to do anything. So will this financially ruin him? Probably not. I don't think so. But he will take a serious, serious hit. Anyways, Diddy agreed today to not have access to the internet. He agreed to not have access to a cell phone. He agreed to not see any women except for any workers in his house, any employees. And he agreed to hand over visitor logs to the authorities every day. And this is the biggest one, actually, I think. His lawyer said that Diddy would submit to routine drug testing, regular drug testing. Because it's clear that dude has major addiction issues, major substance abuse issues. But as I mentioned earlier ago, the judge denied this today, even with all of these new agreements. The judge said no. I just still can't. I can't. I mean, I guess I can. It surprises me that somebody can be so into drugs so often and be like this functioning alcoholic. Or not even alcoholic, sorry, a functioning addict. There's probably a lot more functioning addicts out there than I could even imagine. Hey, Osfly girl, maybe one of you watching right now is a functioning addict. I hope you can find a way to sobriety. If you are a functioning addict, you might enjoy. It's weird because I saw this one video actually of somebody that was a functioning addict, but not really. Does anybody watch that Soft White Underbelly YouTube channel? I love that channel. Mark, that guy's a great interviewer, and he chooses to chat with some really diverse, interesting people. And he talked to this crack addict, Trish and Nicole. Did you guys watch that? A few times. This one crack addict who had a government job with the city of Los Angeles. And he was lucky because of it being a government job, they never fired him. Do you know what I'm talking about? They never fired him, even though when he would go on these crack binges, he would call out from work. He would call out from work for 2 weeks at a time or something like that. And then he would go to rehab and it was like this cycle of, and then being sober for a long time, and then relapsing, and well, I guess that's not really a functioning addict. But yeah, Diddy, man, his daughters, like, he had drugs and guns in his houses, drugs and guns in both of his houses. He has minor daughters. Oh, wow, Nicole, that's intense. So, yeah, his lawyer today, though, said outside of court that he is determined to go to trial as quickly as possible, which is not good for Diddy. I would not rush the trial. I think this lawyer, just given, I could tell a good lawyer a mile away, right? What's that one woman, Camille Vasquez? That one Johnny Depp lawyer, boss. What a boss that woman is. Like, what a good lawyer. You can just tell. To be the best lawyer, you have to be highly intelligent. You could be a good lawyer without being highly intelligent, but to be the best lawyer, you need to be highly intelligent. You could tell that Johnny Depp lawyer, Camille, highly intelligent, like Pete Buttigieg. Like, you might be a Republican and you might not even like Pete Buttigieg, but you have to acknowledge Pete Buttigieg is a high intellect individual, like truly brilliant mind. Same as Camille Vasquez. And I don't think this Diddy lawyer is. I've seen him speak now outside of court multiple times, and he doesn't give me like super smart vibes, you know? He's not like a genius. Anyways, yeah, they're gonna try to rush this through. And it's sad that now I think the general public loves gossip. Obviously, hello, I'm Perez Hilton. That's what I do. The general public loves to speculate. And actually, as the years have gone on, since I started, more and more so, it's become quite common to believe conspiracy theories. So the general public is fervently discussing everything Diddy. And now every single person that has gone to a Diddy party is being analyzed with a microscope. But the problem is, for the last 4 decades, the 90s, the 2000s, the 2010s, and the 2020s, for the last 4 decades, Diddy was a big socialite, meaning he would throw big parties at his homes, from his annual white party in the Hamptons to his party in Miami. And a lot of people out there just want to believe that celebrities are gross and bad and nasty. The people that went to Diddy parties did not believe. I don't think they knew. They didn't know what he was doing, behind closed doors. They didn't know about the violence and all of these charges now that are quite painfully listed in this indictment against him. Nobody knew all that, okay? Except for the people that worked with Diddy, that helped him and that covered up for him. And also, I think there's a misconception. I really believe that people out there are convinced that Diddy was having these massive orgies with all these people, with Kanye and Jay-Z and all these big stars attending these sex parties. And I don't think that's it. From what I've read, it was all about him. It was centered around him and male sex workers and whatever girlfriend he had at that time, or one of the girlfriends he had at that time. He was notoriously not monogamous. So he had many girlfriends and he would force them to do these. I am curious. Like, I want to know more. I'm curious. I'm gossip. I'm nosy. I want to know the details of these freak offs. Like, was Diddy engaging in the sex acts with the men too? Because he would hire the male sex workers and then it was his whatever girlfriend. Or maybe it was like just one sex worker. Don't worry, I'm getting to J-Lo. And what did they use the baby oil for? Like, did he use the baby oil as lube? Or was it just, to like touch each other and stuff or like massaging? I would like to hopefully believe it's for massage, because baby oil is not safe for women for penetrative sex. Christy, bless you, Christy. Baby oil, and actually, this is true. You can Google this. Holly Madison has spoken out about how Hugh Hefner also used baby oil as lube. Is it just an old dude thing? Is this what old dudes do? Holly Madison, Hugh Hefner's ex-girlfriend and podcast host, has Holly Madison baby oil. Yes, if you Google, oh my God, and look at this, look at this. Oh my God, and she says that it was non-consensual. Whoa, this is wild. Let me read to you what she said. If you Google Holly Madison baby oil, this BuzzFeed article shows up. Oldies girl, bless you, gorgeous. So on an episode of her podcast, Holly Madison said that Hugh would use baby oil as a lubricant during sex, which she described as an infection waiting to happen. She says, quote, Hef would use baby oil as lube. I do not recommend this. It is an infection waiting to happen. It's disgusting. I don't know what his hang-up was with it. Madison went on to note that she was constantly irritated as a result of the baby oil and was further advised by a gynecologist to avoid using it as a lubricant. She says, quote, it got to the point where I was constantly irritated by this baby oil because it throws off your pH. So you're constantly gonna have yeast infections. I remember talking to the gynecologist about it and then telling Hef, you need to stop using the baby oil. I can't use it. And even telling him the gynecologist agreed with me, and he would argue with me and be like, well, people use baby oil on babies. And I'm like, yeah, on their skin, not internally. You're not supposed to put it there. But despite her concerns, Madison alleged that Hefner ignored her pleas and continued to use baby oil in secret without telling her. It got to the point where I refused to use it, but then other people would tell me that he would in the bedroom, put it on his hand, and then put it on me when my back was turned and I didn't know he was doing it. Which is so foul and so non-consensual and so gross. I had forgotten about that for the longest time, but I was reminded of it for some reason, and it made me angry all over again. Wow. Intense. All right, on to the Jennifer Lopez of it all. As I mentioned a minute ago, everybody is now looking at anyone associated with Diddy through a microscope, including Jennifer Lopez. And I don't think Jennifer Lopez knew. I don't think she knew. And if she was aware of anything back then, or if she was involved in any way, then she was probably a victim as well, like Cassie. And yes, I remember that J-Lo lied for Diddy on his behalf, but I think she was coerced. She was intimidated by him. He told her to do that, is my presumption. Because my podcast co-host has spoken about this on our Patreon show. My podcast co-host used to date Jennifer Lopez's sister during the same time that J-Lo was with Diddy and Ben. There was some overlap. So yeah, my podcast co-host was there for all of that. He dated J-Lo's sister for a few years. Yeah, and the way that he talked about Diddy and described him and his interactions with him. I was on Court TV last night and I answered the question, why did it take so long? Because nobody was speaking up publicly until Cassie. When Cassie sued him, everything changed afterwards. That validified the rumors, and it made it okay for other victims to come forward as well. So, yeah, leave J-Lo alone, people. All right. Speaking of substance abuse, a lot of people have been talking about these comments that Kelly Osbourne made about how rehab centers are crooked and they will give people whatever drugs they want because addicts know that they can threaten to leave the treatment facility and these treatment centers would rather take your money. I think it's just, is there any, I think that's just indicative of our corrupt healthcare system in the United States. Like so much of healthcare in the United States is not about care and about profit. It's about making money off people. And it's sad. Listen, two things can be true at the same time. I believe wholeheartedly that our doctors and nurses and skilled technicians should be highly paid. People that spent a lot of time getting training, getting education, should be compensated for that. But I just know too many instances of shady doctors who just want all these tests and they are in cahoots with other doctors to just do unnecessary tests and do this and do that just to try to get more money from insurance. And like, is there any country that's figured it out? Is there any country that's doing healthcare right, that gives people free quality healthcare? Oh God, that also reminds me of this other sad situation. Hayden Panettiere gave an interview today where she was opening up about the sudden death of her brother, who died of some heart issues at 28 years old. And did anybody see this video of Hayden Panettiere? She does not look well. Let me find the video for you. Sorry. Where's the video? Did they take it down? Here we go. Here we go. Okay. This was posted today.
It's my younger sibling. He was my only sibling, and he was my younger sibling, and it was my job to protect him. And when I lost him, I felt like I lost half of my soul. I remember saying to somebody, and it hadn't even been a year, and I was like, don't ever expect me to get over the loss of him, because no matter how many years go by, it will always be beside me, and it will always be, I will always be heartbroken about it. I will never be able to get over it. Losing my little brother, there's nothing like, he was my only sibling, and he was my younger sibling, and it was my job to protect him. And when I lost him, I felt like I lost half of my soul. I remember saying to somebody.
All right, I know that some of you are sensitive to things like this, but it's just speculation, okay? I don't think she was drunk or high during this. I just think, sadly, she might be taking the wrong or a lot of like antidepressants or anti-anxiety, like some of those types of medications. Like, that's the vibe I got from that. Exactly, Nicole. Medicated. Like, she's medicated. And, oh God, I'm gonna say it. It reminds me of a video that I saw of Demi Lovato. A similar thing. That's another issue, Nicole. She does not have her daughter. Her daughter's in freaking Ukraine. Let me show you the Demi video. It was also from this year, from just a few weeks ago, on a red carpet. Let me see if it's just me. All right. Look at Demi. Reminds me so much of Hayden. Look at the expression on Demi's face. It's like she's a deer in headlights. Look at the way that she looks at Kesha. Look at the way that she's just like staring out into the emptiness. It's like she's medicated. This is like, but maybe too much. Like, it's giving, it's giving antidepressants, anti-anxiety, and a lot of it. Look at her. Look at it. Yes, Nicole, exactly. There's something similar between between Demi and Hayden Panettiere. Heavy stuff, man. Life is hard, man. That was Demi Lovato and Kesha. Life is hard. Okay, how do I end things? Maybe I'll take a question that's something positive, or I don't want to end on that note. A reminder, if you just tuned in, Monday and Tuesday, I cannot go live at our normal time because I have a gig. I'm judging a talent show with Aubrey O'Day from Danity Kane and from reality television. If you're bored and want to watch me and Aubrey, download the Bigo app, and we're judging the Bigo talent show live on the Bigo app from 4 to 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, Monday and Tuesday. But because I really respect and appreciate so much the members that support my channel, I will honor my obligation to you all of going live Monday through Friday, and I'll just do it earlier, okay? I'll go live at 2:30 p.m. Pacific, Monday and Tuesday. So not 4:30 like we normally do, but 2:30. Trish, the kids are good. Thank you for asking. And if any of you can, please consider becoming a member. I would greatly appreciate you. I would love to chat live with you, okay? And that's it. I love you all. Thank you for your support. Everybody can comment now that the premiere is over. See you tomorrow at our normal time. Tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Bye.